Jason Jordan of Sports Illustrated, college basketball, college sports in general, NIL, transfer portal, realignment. Dude, the buzzwords are out there. The SEO, it's like crazy. Right now, what you see in realignment, especially in the Big 12, do you feel like this conference is trending toward being the mecca of college basketball recruiting?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I'll say this. I'll say in the world, I actually did a story on this when USC and UCLA moved to the Big Ten. That news rocked everybody. And so I talked to elite guys and I said, well, what do you think about that? Right. They're both recruited. In this case, I talked to guys who UCLA and USC were really high on. And so I said, what do you think about that? Is that big for you? Is that, and I'll be honest, people might not believe this, but for a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, they're like, they don't care. Like they understand the Big Ten. Yeah, I like to play in the Big Ten, but they don't. The reality is they don't understand like the nuances of the back channel things with, I think that's where the bigger, I don't know if they're going to come in and be like, oh, I can play in the big, this is what they say. I don't care. It's about the system that I go to. So if I were to pick UCLA, it wouldn't be because they're going to the Big Ten. If I were to pick USC, it's not because they're going to the Big Ten. It's because the system is conducive to what I feel will get me to the next level. And so I think that's the case with most recruits, elite or otherwise. So from that standpoint, I don't know that the impact will be immeasurably great. I don't know that that's going to be the shift. If there is a shift, I don't know that'll be the indicator. At least from their mouths, that this is what they say. So I don't know that it's at least early on, I don't know that it's the shift that people think. I don't know if that's going to be the thing, that the catalyst is going to drive all these recruits to a certain conference. I don't see that.
I think I've never thought of this, Jason. You've sparked a bubble. No kid is going, oh wow, well the Big Ten has a $50 million revenue for its teams. The SEC is 45. I'm not going there. It's never going to affect them. They're never going to feel that. Your team, hey, your school's program just made $2 extra million. The odds that athlete is going to tangibly see that, oh, look, there are 3 more kinds of Gatorade bars that are in our school cafeteria for athletes. That's right as far as it's going to go for most of these guys.
Yeah.
And in that, it feels like NIL transfer portals are becoming much more prevalent. But when it comes to teams like let's throw out Oregon State, for example. Let's say that Washington State, for example, their conferences, the Pac-12, implodes, which is not impossible. It looks like they're kind of on their last ropes, and those schools have to move to the Mountain West. Does it then become a factor for a recruit comparing the Mountain West to the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big 10?
Yeah, 100%. Because the reality is at the end of the day, guys want to play in March. Now, that is what they do pay attention to, right? So is it easier to get to March? Is it easier to get TV? They want to be on TV and they want to play in March. So that is the one thing I think, when you're that type, then now that type of scenario, I think, parents and handlers are going to step in and educate even more so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that regard, yes. But, in the other realm, by and large, guys are trying to go to a system. And the thing that matters to these kids is now, I mean, because in the new world we live in, is what's your NIL pitch, depending on where the kid falls tier-wise in the class. What's your NIL pitch? How much money can I make? Honestly, these are the conversations, and it's okay to do it now. We got to, we're all adjusting to that. And, how will you use me in your system? And, is this system something that, I could see myself thriving in? And that's what matters to them.
Jason, before we get you out of here, if Baylor folks want to find more of your stuff, more of your recruiting, writing, and multimedia analysis, where can they go? How can they find you?
So SI.com, college basketball section, just look there. I'm always there a lot. So, and then I see you have the Twitter handle, Jason Jordan SI, and on Instagram, Jason C. Jordan. So, yeah, check me out there. I'm always there all the time. I'm working 25/8, I like to say.
Basketball doesn't stop.
Oh, not at all.
Football stops. So, look, March rolls around, football stops, man. There's none of that. Basketball, constant.
100%.
I love it. Well, Jason, thanks for coming on today. Great to have you. Look forward to having you again.
Thank you, man. Look forward to it.
And for those listening, thanks for joining Locked On Baylor, making it your first listen every single day, Monday through Friday. Now we're back in the full swing of things. Come back tomorrow. As I told you yesterday that Cam Stewart was going to join. I lied. He's coming on Wednesday now. Come back tomorrow. Cam Stewart will be here. We're breaking down the top 10 toughest Baylor football games in this fall on Locked On Baylor.